And we're back
And we are back.
with some more Myst.
Okay.
It's time for us to write down this code and then dive into the fireplace.
Kind of want to get that white page with us too.
Yeah?
Yeah, just like...
Might as well, right?
Yeah. I mean...
As long as we don't have to pick anything else up. Alright, 158, here we come. Alright, let's get this recorded. Got it?
Yep.
Okay, let's go grab that white page, because why not?
Super secrets.
What was that page supposed to be anyway? Because like we found the note.
It's just like the vault's located in a very plain view on the island of Myst, and access can be achieved very easily if the simple instructions are followed. First, locate each of the marker switches.
So it doesn't say anything about what the page is?
No, it just says like, go into the vault! It's like, okay, I'm in the vault.
Whee! Page.
The white page. The one page to rule them all.
And in the
Fireplace. In the fireplace.
Speaking of fireplace. Alright, so.
Top left.
Boom.
Boom. Boom. Boom. Boom. Two over to the left.
Here.
All the rest down the side. And then up. Boom. And then 1, 2, 3 along the bottom. Then directly above the last one to the right. Skip one to the right. Oh yeah. Skip one to the right and then down. And the top 8. It's 4. And then there's one. Yep. This should be it.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh sweet. Save?
Wow, they're literally right there.
Yeah.
I was expecting another world or something.
Yeah.
Save game.
It's probably what the green book is.
I'm gonna try and shove this page into the green book.
We just open up the green book, it's Medusa's head, just
Dead. Game over.
Oh,
Deleting
finally.
save file.
Well, that's all for this game. Well, I'm done playing this.
GG. Well, hope you guys like Myst.
That's why you keep 2 save files, kids.
Should I make a second save file? Because we have the red book one, but we'd have to go into the blue page again.
Yeah.
So. Deleting all
Save.
Myst save file.
Deleting Myst, uninstalling.
Uninstalling. Refunding on Steam. Well, that was unexpected.
Oh, we still got a refund.
Guess we should, yeah. Yeah, alright.
Save as. Yeah. Just, red book, whatever. It's all good.
Let's save as Myst 2. Save as lol WTF.
Fireplace gremlins. Fireplacegremlins.mist.
Fireplace. Green.book.
Green.book.
I bet we could save it with a .book extension, and then like when we're loading the game in, just go all file types and then load it, and it would load.
Oh, hopefully.
even if we just renamed it .book. Because like I could name a file .wtf and open it in Notepad, you know.
You can open everything in
as
Notepad.
long, yeah. Well, like if I made a text document.
Yeah, as long as it stayed text.
And then renamed it .wtf, opened it in Notepad, it would come up fine.
Yeah.
Right? So.
File extension just for program association.
Do we want to try and shove this in the green book?
Yeah. Yo, hey. Is it Papa?
Who the devil are you? Don't come here to Dunny. Not yet. Oh, I have many questions for you, my friend. As you no doubt have for me. Where should I begin? Oh. Perhaps perhaps my story isn't in order. My name is Atris. I fear you've met my sons, Cirrus and Achenar, in the red and blue books on Myst Island. In my library. Oh, it contains my works, my writings. Oh, I wrote many books that linked me to fantastic places. It's an art I learned from my father many years ago. Oh, but the red and blue books, those were different. I wrote those books to entrap over-greedy explorers that might stumble upon my island of Myst. But I had no idea my own sons would be entrapped. My sons, Cirrus and Achenar, we had many journeys together. I gave them free rein to the books. Perhaps it was not wise. I could see the greed growing in them. I had not told them about the red and blue books. Their imaginations went wild. They dreamed of riches and power. Of course, they did not know the books were traps. They begged me for access to those books, and I, of course, denied them. Oh, they devised a plan. An evil plan. I had no idea to what extent their greed had progressed. Their own mother. They used their own mother. Oh, my dear Catherine. To lure me here to Dunny. Of course, I could return to Myst, except that they removed a single page from my Myst linking book. I cannot return without that page. You, my friend, can bring that page to me. Oh, I pray you believe my story above the lies that my sons have told you.
I got it right here.
Commit yourself to return that page to
I knew
me,
this.
Dunny. I could go to Myst and bring justice to my sons for what they've done. I must return to my writing. I pray that you believe me. Please hurry. Bring the page. Bring the page with you.
Well, both sons do seem crazy. I like this compromise better. Yeah, my sons are stupid. Let's do it! Leroy!
Thumbs up, let's do this.
This is like the first time we've encountered a living creature in a Myst journey.
This is not a bad place to be trapped for all eternity.
Yeah.
Looks like a pretty chill pad.
I don't think we can go in any of the rooms. Yo, what's up, dude?
Ah, my friend. You've returned. And the page. Did you bring the page?
Well, I
good to
couldn't
me.
get back if I didn't.
Give me the page. You've done the right thing. I have a difficult choice to make. My sons have betrayed me. I know what I must do. I shall return shortly.
Well, now we know how the Myst books work. Yo, like, look at his Myst book and go with him.
I can't. He said he'd return shortly.
Well, I guess we're stuck here forever.
Yeah, we got GG'd. We shouldn't have touched the green book.
Yeah,
Wrecked.
they called it.
But we weren't being greedy. We're just helping the dude.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out what the fuck everyone went.
Oh.
Oh, weird. Do it.
I thought we were trapped. I was like, well, shit. We should have believed the crazy people.
Just look at the ceiling, look down, knife in your chest. Oh.
GG.
Okay. Ah. Well,
I guess he wrecked them.
I guess he... Fuck those guys. You kid's a bitch. Okay, well, dear Catherine, I killed their sons. They're dicks.
Where did he go?
I guess he said he would return shortly. Do we gotta go back in the fireplace? Comes back, he's like, yo, where'd you go? He's got like a gun in his hand. And then one in the diagonal gap. Yep. Perfect.
Man, you in there? My friend?
Yo, what's up, bro? We like... What's good in the hood? The end of Myst?
I guess so.
Yeah, stand there while I write a book to imprison you for all of eternity.
I mean... I guess.
Like... Is there nothing we can do? Other than just watch the riveting work of an artist?
Yeah, I mean...
Click his bookshelf back there. Can you like walk behind
I
the desk?
tried, but look, it just...
Oh, it's just like
broke his
red arrows.
hand
Just like open his Myst book again, like... Oh, what? Is he gonna notice us? No. He just something on his glasses.
here. No, he's just chilling.
Click hint, maybe? Oh, what? Oh, he looked at us!
You're ventured beyond my experience and knowledge. You're on your own.
Okay.
We're better than the hints. Yeah, we're on our own.
He looked at us, he acknowledged our existence for half a second. Maybe that was like a passive aggressive get the hell out of here.
I don't know, I mean...
What? No answers were solved. I feel if we just released demons upon the world, the answers would have been solved.
Yeah, I feel like we would have had a better ending than that. Come on. I mean, or were we supposed to like wait for him in that world?
Did we like actually screw up by leaving and going back?
I don't know.
There's still what happened to Catherine?
Yeah, he said something about Catherine.
It was like my beloved Catherine, then sighed and like shook his head and said my sons are dicks.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave you.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so like...
Well, he totally was in the green book.
Yeah.
Called that.
Yep.
File.
Restore.
Game.
Down save.
That's it. This one, right?
Either one. You save both. Cases deleted, save file.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Oh god. So who are we gonna save first? Crazy or douchebag?
Red guy.
Red guy? He'll probably tell us what happened and then kill us.
Yeah. Ah!
He'll give us like $20 and send us on our way.
Join my pirate crew. Because he was the guy who had the
black flag
black
insignia.
ship. Yeah. I gotta love old games and leaving their endings just unanswered questions.
Nobody's realistically gonna play this game to the end.
Yeah. So we don't need to make an actual ending.
But you can pick from 3 potential endings.
Drum rolls. Yeah, well, I guess we got the good. We're still on the page. I mean, I guess
we got the like good ending,
a good ending,
to say the least.
because we were like, well, both these people seem nuts, so we're just gonna do what they.
I guess we got like the neutral ending.
What they both don't want us to do, we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do it without looking at the sheet that you drew.
Yeah. So now that we know this, can we like start a new game, come here, flick all the switches, open up the thing, punch in the fireplace, and be like, "Yo, what's up? Go kill your sons. I know nothing about their story."
Yeah. Yeah. Myst speedrun.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Which one? They both have math equations on them, anyways.
Okay. I guess that was the page teleporting
Back.
Yeah. Oh, I grabbed the blue page. Whatever. We're doing blue page. Blue page ending.
There we go.
Shove it in the red book.
Time paradox.
I don't think it works like that, though. Alright, my friend.
See, at least we get a cutscene here.
Oh yes, I'm free. Oh, I feel alive. And how do you feel, my friend? Oh,
Instantly regret that decision.
perhaps the pages you worked so hard for. Whoops. Yes. Oh. Perhaps you're seeing the world from my point of view.
So what? He just traps us in the book.
Yeah.
That's my brother. Oh, yes.
I wanted to let them both out and have them fight to the death.
Yeah, that'd be a cool ending.
Someone will rescue you someday.
I think we made the good call on not trusting either of them, though.
Yeah.
You lose.
You lose! I like how the game actually, like, tells us that we lost. I'm not sure if it's lag.
It's supposed to be like that, yeah.
I guess we lost.
Yep, I guess so.
Well, no, we won. Then we went back to see what happens. Apparently we lose when we do the blue page.
Click the hints. Can you do hints? Just GG.
We're not in a good location. Alright, let's restore game. Let's see if the I bet the red page guy is gonna do the same thing. He's just gonna shove us in the book.
Oh, we're not shoved in the book. Maybe he just straight up stabs us.
Maybe, or maybe he's actually like, well, You know what? I'm a dick, but really that's just towards my brother.
Really?
You actually say I feel like it might be different. I mean, like, as much as I believe it's going to be the same as that one, he just shows us in the book.
Yeah.
I feel like there's definitely that, like, based on the personality traits of the
Characters.
of both the brothers that we've seen so far, like that guy, because he's like just completely insane.
He's just like, whatever.
He seems like the kind of guy who would just do that. He just shove us in the book.
Just rip pages out and go on a rampage.
Like that seems like what he would do.
Yeah. Whereas the other guy would just be like.
Whereas the other guy might actually be like, well, thank you. Now, here's your reward. Get the fuck.
Yeah. Here's your $20. You have 5 seconds to get off my island.
Before I stay. Yeah, like I mean, I feel like he might be a little like
different
because he's not completely nuts. You know, he's
like cold and cunning, but he might just be like, yeah, get off this island. I'm keeping all the treasure. You go to call the cops or anything. Who the hell's gonna believe you anyways? You forgot one.
Did I?
Yeah, remember it's 4 on the left side.
I was like, I got this.
Spooky.
Too spooky for me. Or is it 3 spooky 5 me?
It's the 3 spooky 5 me. This is the third ending.
Alright, come on, don't be a dick. I actually kind of like this guy more than the blue guy. So.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna do the same thing.
Probably.
If we get a tiny little screen, he's gonna do yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes! Yes, I'm free! Oh, thank you, my friend. My dear friend. You've done the right thing. You stupid fool! It looks like perhaps you're in the book now. And what have we here? A page. Oh no. I hope you enjoy your new home as much as I enjoyed it.
There's actually nothing here, it's just black.
I can't see you. You're getting less clear. I hope you're into books.
At least he's got the puns.
Yeah, at least he's actually an evil genius and not just insane.
The library looks much the same as I left. Oh, I can know. Goodbye.
At least I wasn't. You lose.
Yeah. Goodbye. Goodbye.
I guess now we just like give the page back in the green book and wait.
Yeah, I want to try that because like I kind of feel like
We skipped
there
important
was
closure.
a lack of ending there. I mean, like these ones, like the red and blue page endings, like that's an ending.
Yeah.
That's an ending. I can deal with that.
But like, let's do the right thing and go for the hidden secret. And just
Yeah, he's like, I know what I must do.
go.
Oh, I will return.
I'll return. Okay, he's not coming back. Let's go through the Myst book. Oh look, he blew up those books. Go back to him. He's just writing a book. Just looks at you. Goes back to writing a book.
yeah.
It's like,
I feel like should have been more to that. Maybe there isn't. Maybe there just isn't. Well, we'll just like chill there for a while.
maybe Myst 2 starts off with you in the room and he's writing a book and he's like, yeah, I killed my sons.
Yeah, it makes sense. Here's a new book there!
Note how you killed them! Throws you in the book, Myst 2.
Oh,
I couldn't
boy.
bear myself to kill my sons, so I made you do it. Turns out he's actually insane as well.
Well, we know where that other guy gets it.
Bet it was the monkey people.
What?
It was the monkey people.
What do you mean the monkey people?
Because he was the one that learned how to speak the monkey people's language, right? In Channelwood? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because
wasn't that one of the sons?
Yeah.
Picking up the language?
Yeah, Aganar.
Yeah.
He's the one who's insane, yeah. I bet you was the monkey people all along.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello there.
Just click the page. Don't care what you gotta say, here's your page.
Yep. They should have had some windy crank birds or something to just play with in this room.
Yeah.
You can't even like look at the nice field.
Like, just can't go in any of those rooms to take it.
Hello.
Ah, my friend. You've returned.
Yeah.
And the page. Did you bring the page? Ah, give it to me.
I love how he puts it in the book that he's writing,
You've done right.
but the Myst book is the other book.
No. He actually pulls out.
Oh, I did not even notice that the first
Yeah.
I
time.
have a difficult choice to make. My sons have betrayed me. I know what I must do. I shall return shortly.
Little extreme, don't you think? Huh. Alright, he said he'll return, so I mean, I guess.
Just like take his word for it this time.
We'll just hang out. It's a nice pad you got here. Alright, so what do we think about Myst?
There's a lot of questions that remain unanswered. Like, a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Mostly like, is this a real ending? What is the ending? I guess Myst 2 and Myst 3 would like bring it out. There's like a lag there for a second.
Yeah. It might be just because we've never gone to this scene before.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, here we go.
It is done. I have many questions for you, my friend. But my writing cannot wait. I fear that my long delay may have already had a catastrophic impact on the world in which my wife, Catherine, is now being held hostage. Oh. In reward, I'm sorry, but all I have to offer you is the library on the island of Myst, the books that are contained there. Feel free to explore at your leisure. I hope you find your explorations satisfying. You will no longer have my sons to deal with.
Okay.
Oh, and one more favor. I am fighting a foe much greater than my sons could even imagine. At some point in the future, I may find it necessary to request your assistance. Until that point, feel free to enjoy the explorations from my library on Myst. Thank you again.
One more thing.
So basically, you can now free roam and do whatever you want, and then when Myst 2 comes out, we're gonna need your help.
The book. You can use the Myst linking book to return to Myst.
Okay.
I guess just like explore Myst.
Well, I mean, I guess that's it, right? Like, well, we already, because we already explored everything. There's
Yeah.
nothing actually, That's it. We beat the
We
game.
beat Myst, yeah.
I guess.
I mean, he literally did just say, wait for the sequel.
Yeah.
He like wizard bolted them out of existence?
Force lightning.
Yeah, maybe.
Bye bye.
The pages are still blank.
That's cool.
Okay.
All
So
right.
that's Myst.
Yeah. So let's save this up.
Myst final. Dot Myst.
Oh well, I just clicked save game, but we
Oh,
still have
that's
the red. We still have the red book
Yeah.
save, which isn't really red book. It's like pre-final,
Pre-final everything book.
pre-final ending, pre-choice. All right, so that's Myst.
That was interesting. I mean, it gave you the freedom
Yeah.
that a lot of adventure games don't have.
Yeah, a lot of adventure games are like really linear. So like you can only do like one thing. Like you're in an area, and I mean often you're restricted to like a fairly small area. I mean, of course we're talking about adventure games now. I guess there's a lot of variety, right? But
Well, even back when this
If
came
we're
out, there were
looking
still
back-
the King's Quests and stuff.
right. But like if we look back like in the early days of adventure games, you know, a lot of them were more linear and like less free roam.
Yeah. Actually, it's not until like I want to say more modern era of gaming with stuff like Morrowind and Oblivion and everything where it was just
Mhm.
here you go. Like here's a world, here's no story, go figure it out for yourself kind of thing.
Yeah.
Myst kind of like I say it didn't give us a story, but that was because we had the cutscene thing disabled. It
Right,
did give
right.
us a story, but we weren't limited on how we could do it. It's like, okay, yeah, there's these books, go get these pages, Catherine's missing, here's some information.
Hmm.
You can pick where you want to go, which islands you want to go do first, or later, or eras, sorry, not islands, but yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they're all kind of islands in their own way.
Yeah.
And it just kind of lets you piece together your own thoughts on, like, the Myst world, I want to say, like all the lore and kind of stuff. So, like, we know that this man has learned an ability to create books that lead you to other worlds that actually have physical, tangible things on it, because obviously his sons were abusing it for their own weird either power or just being batshit crazy and wanting to murder people.
Yeah. We still don't know actually which one of them burnt all the books.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, Atris did say in his message that he left for Catherine that he thinks it was Agamar.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll just assume it was him.
Yeah, the guy was crazy enough.
I mean, he seems like the nutso one that would burn the books, whereas the other one seems like the one who wants to, like, he seems like the greedy, evil.
He's like, I'll keep them
mastermind, so, like-
alive, and I'll
like-
just go from book to book stealing their
exactly,
stuff every
like,
so often.
I don't really see his motivation for burning the books, whereas the other one was just nuts.
Yeah.
So he could just burn the books because he's nuts, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the other guy, he was the
Well, the other guy
greedy
was like a
one.
sadist.
He was the greedy one. So
I mean, if you look at all of his stuff, he had like poisons, he had that electrical torture
Right.
room, he had that like head in a box. He had a whole bunch of stuff like that, so it could have been the other guy was just like the blue book, Aganar, was fueled by destruction, like he just was a sadist, loved to hurt, loved to maim, loved to
Mhm.
destroy. That's why he killed the books. And then the fight between them was the other brother, Sirius, was clever. He's like, hey, I'll just come in as pirates, you know, I'll mess up these people every once in a while, I'll take all their stuff, and I'll get rich off of it, and I'll use these books as a resource. And then one day he comes in the library to find his other brother gone crazy with destruction because all he wants to do is torture and hurt people, and he finds out,
Mhm.
well, if I burn a book, I burn everybody in the book. And so then he went crazy. And then that's how they got into their fight, I want to think.
yeah,
That's what
maybe.
makes sense in my head, at least.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess there's still some like questions unanswered, but I mean, ultimately, like, I feel like we've come to like this story had a good resolution.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say. So
It had that feeling the whole time of, like, which brother is right. It kind of, like, made you figure it out on your own. It planted a little bit of clues. It was even good in a way of making us thinking, like, for example, with Sirius, okay, all of Sirius' story has checked out. Agnar's got holes in it. He's also got crazy stuff in his room. Maybe, like, we don't trust him. Maybe we trust Sirius more. Because there was a
Yeah.
time where we were leaning towards Sirius there. However,
Yeah.
then I also started thinking, too, where, well, what if Sirius has planted that stuff in Agnar's room? Because he talks about how much, oh, my brother's evil, my brother's messed this up, and it's
Mhm.
like, well, if you put your brother in the book, and then you went through and changed all the stuff, then went and told your dad, hey, you know, he destroyed your library, I put him in this book, look at his... It's kind of... it makes you think about who's right and who's wrong constantly, and then at the end it just throws the twist of, hey, here's an extra book, don't go looking in that book, and it's like, okay, let's go look in the book.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, like, the whole story aspect of the game and how it was presented to us is, like, one of the interesting things I think about this game. Because, like, it was like, here's two different kind of, like, perspectives, you know, and it's kind of, like, up to you, like, with your, like, limited knowledge and, like, what you're able to obtain from the world. Because really, like, all of our story came from
Us figuring
Sirius
it
and
out.
Agmar, like, from the guys in the books.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, they have their conflicting stories, and then, like, the only other, like, real story we got is kind of, like, we can kind of, like, look at, like, where we're finding these pages in the other worlds, and, like, so, like, okay, this is this guy's room, okay, this is this guy's room, kind of deal. It's like, well, okay, what do we see in here? It's like, well, that looks pretty malicious, you know. There's a head in the box, I'm just gonna close that box up and leave.
Yep.
You know, so, like,
There's some little device that turns a rose into a skull.
yeah, some, like, weird things like that. So then that kind of gave us, like, some insight, I guess, into their personalities. I mean, also, like,
As you piece the pages.
yeah, the more we got out of them, like, the acting, the way they delivered their lines and their stories and stuff, and
You could clearly tell one was insane and the other one was conniving.
like, yeah. So I mean, we got a really good idea of who they were, and I think that kind of helped to lead us
Yeah, because at the end...
to the proper resolution. Because, like, they kind of both said, "Don't touch the green book." It's like,
yeah.
well.
And if we listened to them at the start and never touched the blue pages, we would have never found out about the green book. Because remember, from day one, from the first page putting in a book, it always says, don't touch any of the other pages, don't even think about it, only get this color and let me go. But from that, we went behind their backs and we pieced both of them together to find out the only thing that could be true in both of their stories is the green book.
Yeah, now I mean, that's another interesting thing about this game, because, like, we could have gone through the game only getting the red pages.
Mm-hmm.
We could have only been getting the red pages, like, because if we looked in the blue, if we looked in the blue book without getting any blue pages, then, like, it would have just been
black screen.
Well, I mean, that's what it was for us. I don't know if that was...
Well, after he rips out all the pages, it's just a black screen. There's not even any static.
Right. So I guess maybe there's nothing in the page, nothing before we return pages. We don't actually know, because after we return the first pages, like, we returned the first pages,
and then we got cutscenes.
And then we got cutscenes. So we aren't actually sure, but yeah, no, that could be totally legit. There could be nothing in those books, right? And so then it's up to us to, like, go into a world, find a page, and then it's like, oh, red page. There was a red book in the library.
And you can only bring back one at a time, so that would be the first one.
So, you know, you go and you shove it in, and then, like, you get the cutscene where it's like, don't bother with the blue pages, just keep it in the red pages.
Yeah, and so you kind of go with it, right?
And so, I mean, that obviously we didn't do it. We, you know, chose a different way, but that's another interesting thing, right? That's the point I'm getting at, is that the way you could have gone through the game could have been, like, completely different than the way we did. Like, you could have gone just for the red pages, just for the blue pages. You know, you could have, like, bought into these guys' stories, you know, and, like, they're feeding you this information.
And then you get betrayed. Like, now you gotta go back.
And then at the end, it's like, well, this guy, you know, kind of trusts me. I mean, this guy, like, you know, he's my friend, you know.
Yeah, you know? You're stupid!
You know, so, like, I mean, you'd probably be like, well, this guy seems a little off, but I mean, you know, I'm gonna help him out.
He's been stuck in a book for how many years?
He really wants to get out.
It'd be crazy, yeah.
So, like, and then you go and let him out, and you're like, well, I made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, well, I immediately regret this decision.
You know, but you might trust him. Like, if you've only been finding the pages for one guy, you might trust him.
Yeah, you only hear the one side of the story.
Not to open the green book, you know? It's like...
Well, another interesting thing, too, is the note to give us access to that vault so that we could bring that Myst book, which, when we first saw it, I saw a white page, I was like, maybe it goes in a Myst book kind of thing, which was kind of cool. But, like, the note to get that was ripped in two. One was in the drawer of one brother's thing in Channelwood, and the other was in a drawer of the other brothers in another world. Yeah. It was in the Stoneship world, I do believe.
Yeah, Stoneship.
So, both of them knew their dad was in that green book. But they also knew there's no way to get out of that book, probably because one of them, as he said, they set me up as an ambush, you know, they rebelled against me, they probably ripped out the Myst page for that book, or his Myst book, knowing he wouldn't be able to get back. But then... they didn't... Well, no, because if they did that, then they would know it would be in the vault. I was going to say, neither of them talk about the vault. And since each of them have a half of it, it leads me to believe that neither of them knew that you could get out of the green book. Like, they just figured their father went in the green book, and then that's it, he's trapped. Because that's kind of what Sirius says.
Now,
right?
I mean, if you knew about a way for your father, the only person who, like, knows your true, like, motives kind of thing,
you wouldn't really want to say
if you
it.
knew of a way for him to get out, you wouldn't want to like mention it at all. Like, oh, don't open the vaults on the island. You know, there's nothing in there.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want to say that, right?
Yeah, because then what are they going to do? Exact opposite of what you said.
Of course they.
But then they say don't open the green book. You know, if they were going to say that, at least tear out 4 or 5 pages out of the green book, so he's at least staticky and they can't get the full story.
Yeah. Now that being said, the don't open the green book kind of like. It's kind of legit, right? Because we see these guys who are obviously trapped in books. So it's like, well, you know, maybe that might actually be legit. We might actually get trapped in the green book.
Yeah.
Let's
not do it.
Like, it's somewhat believable, right?
And based off our other experiences with the books, it's like, well, unless we know where the Myst book is, we're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, right. Of course, the Myst book is right there.
Now, there's another thing that we never did with the green book. We've always had the Myst page with us.
Well, when we watch the initial cutscene, he does tell us to bring him the Myst page.
Yes, but we've never gone into it without the Myst page. Can you do that? Can you just, like, walk in there with no Myst page?
I'm sure we can.
Maybe that's another ending of just him being, like, severely disappointed?
Or
Or he just writes you into one final journey?
I don't know, we could try it.
Yeah,
like,
might as well. Like, restart game. And I mean, we're going to have the white page in our hand right away, but just, like, pick up the red page.
We'll go put it back in the vault.
Yeah, just click the red page and then click again to put the red page back down.
Yeah, that should work. Maybe.
Magical teleporting pages, right?
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. All right. We'll give it a shot. See what happens. It's 4th ending?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
It's got 4th endings, 4 endings for the time it came out. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, and I mean, everything's like the same right up to this point. Well, except it's not the same because, we could have gotten to any of the endings in any which fashion, right?
Mm-hmm. I think the fact that we have kind of that completionist, like, I gotta collect everything, I gotta make sure I do everything, led us to the ability to make the final decision relatively easy. Like, both of them don't want the green book. Clearly, let's go to the green book. Whereas, as we talked about earlier, if you just went through completely blind, not knowing anything, picked up the first page you found, put it in the Myst book, went back, put the red page in, for example, the red book, and then just only follow that because that's your only sense of narrative, you would be screwed. And then think, like, if you played this game for as long as we did, only getting that one page, solving all those puzzles and everything, and then getting, haha, you're screwed, shouldn't have done that kind of thing, and then you have to go back and then get all the blue pages thinking, oh, clearly the blue one's the right one. Nope, you're screwed again, kinda. I think it's kind of an interesting way they added, I want to say, like, not in a sense of good ending, bad ending normal, but just like, these are the endings, and then this is the true ending, I want to say. And you should be able to put it, yeah, perfect. Can we go in? Let's see what happens. See how upset he is with us.
Should have listened to me before you jumped in here, oh god. Although he doesn't really tell us where the page is, though. So,
he just says you gotta go find the last Myst page.
But I mean, presumably we've already found the clues and we've already looked in the vault.
My friend. You've returned. We meet face to face. And the page. Did you bring the page? You didn't bring the page. You didn't bring the page. What kind of fool are you? Oh. Did you not take my warning seriously? Welcome to Dunny. You and I will live here forever.
Where's your food? He just goes back to writing.
Okay, so I guess there is another.
Yeah.
Dude, this Myst book is no good.
Yeah. It's missing the one page.
Okay, so there is a 4th ending. We trap ourselves here.
Welcome to Donny. We live here now. Okay.
Alright, so that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
So it does give you the option to just completely strand yourself and be screwed.
Yep.
I like how, on both...
Nobody wins.
Yeah, I love how with the red book ending, it's clearly like, blank screen. Okay, you're screwed.
You lose.
Gotta restart. Blue, he literally says, you lose. You're done. When you do anything involving the green book, it kind of sets you up for the sequel when you bring him the page, and when you don't, it's just kind of like, well, we live here now. And it still lets you wander around and, like, maybe you can find a way out of here kind of thing. So it's like, look around. It lets you kind of go down those hallways.
Mhm.
Can't really do anything.
Yeah, well, we live here.
So, yep. It's our house. He's got the only chair. What do we eat?
I don't know.
I guess people in Myst don't eat.
Probably not.
Oh well. Anyways, so that's Myst.
Yeah.
All 4 of its endings.
All 4 of its endings.
Unless there's more.
I'm assuming we didn't miss anything. I feel like we exhausted every possibility.
Yeah.
We're going for completionist points here, so we kind of had to try. So, I mean, final thoughts on Myst.
I'm excited for the sequel.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to have to play Riven sometime.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff unanswered here. Well, there was a lot of stuff that we did find our own answers for.
Mhm.
A lot of it's speculation.
Yeah.
Like, there's no solid set in stone evidence of how really the gift of writing works. Like, we know he can write clearly. He's writing books right now, and he's written these books that can take to a universe, and he got it from his father. But where did it originate from? You know, is it like actual magic? Is it inherited? Could anybody learn how to write? Like, what's kind of the deal going on with that? And if so, why didn't the sons learn how to write and then just write their own worlds away from their father that they can mess with? Or why did they have to go through his books and stuff?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, I want to say, like, world building, like, lore and stuff I kind of want to know more about. I don't want, like, I feel weird using the term lore because it's not really, like, in depth, I guess, enough to, like, be fully lore, but I guess it is at the same time. Like, world history, like Myst, why do the books exist? You know, first of all, where is this island of Myst that we're on? How did we get here is still unanswered. We don't even know who we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all of the world of Myst, we've never found a puddle of water clear enough to look at our own face or a mirror.
Yep.
So.
All we can look at is our hand.
Yep. And when it has a piece of paper in it, too. Apparently, we always walk around with our hand like this, or like this, pointing to where we want to go, and then with a piece of paper in it. I love how he just glances up at us occasionally, like, oh yeah, you're still here, great.
We're both still here.
Yep.
Forever and ever and ever.
It's like he's got oil lamps going, he's got ink there. Like, if we're going to be here forever, man, you got to get your priorities right. Stop wasting that ink right away. If you can write anything, why don't you pick up a blank book and write us an escape route to another world where we can find the missing page of Myst? Like, there's got to be limitations on this stuff.
Obviously. Otherwise, he could just write his way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel we'll learn more about that in the sequels, though.
For sure. And, I mean, that's going to be super fun to play. I think. So, I mean, something you were saying, though, like, about, like, all the unanswered stuff and about, like, having to, like, piece together your own lore. I feel, for me, that's kind of, like, what I like about this game, you know, because some games, like, they just force feed you everything, and then, like, if you don't like something, you kind of have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But, like, this is kind of like, we learn for ourselves, and then we can kind of just, like, fill in the gaps however we kind of want to make things good, right?
Well, the thing with Myst is Myst has always been known to be a really hard game for people to pick up, and it's, like, it even says on the box, it's like, there's going to be no hand-holding. You've got to figure things out for yourself.
Mm.
Now, we could take that in 2 senses. We can take that in the first sense of the word, where it's like, figure it out for yourself. Okay, so the puzzles, we're going to have to figure them out for ourselves. But also, the narrative. A lot of the narrative is you have to figure it out for yourself. Everything about Myst, the narrative, the characters, you know, backstory, history, like, everything you have to figure out for yourself. It's not just given to you at all. There's little bits here and there, but they're very small in comparison to the size of the world. You know, he had the black flag insignia in one of his drawers, right? He had another, like, 30 other flags. Are those flags from other countries, other pirate ships? Like, did the black flag go everywhere?
And of course, like, none of that stuff was ever talked about.
Yeah.
Like, that was never fed to us.
It was just kind of, it was kind of there.
Stuff that was placed in, and, like, you know, we found for ourselves, and kind of was like, oh, hey, that right there, that's totally the black flag insignia. You know, which the brother that lives in this room, like, is he the pirate guy? You know, is he the guy who plunders the
other worlds and everything?
World? Like,
and it's like the other guy's got a head in a treasure chest, and it's like, okay, like, what's the story behind that?
So, and like the electric torture cage.
Yeah, or the drawer of drugs.
The drawer of drugs.
Like, there's just a drawer with a bunch of needles and a bunch of other drugs and everything in there, and pills, and it's, okay, why are these here? Who is this? A lot of this is just there, not explained. There's the weird globes that make noise when you touch them.
Yeah.
A lot of little doodads and knickknacks that are just there that they build environment, but they don't really explain anything. They just generate more questions. which is good because then it makes you
It makes you
think of the answers in
It
your
really
head.
makes you think about the game because a lot of games. I mean, a lot of games don't make you think, and like one of the great things about games is like people often talk about. I mean, I guess less so nowadays, but I mean, it still is a thing. Like people say like watching TV is bad for you. Go read a book, right?
Yeah.
Go read a book. Go
You're
read
gonna
a
think
book,
more
right?
about
And
it.
so
It's
like
not going to be
playing video games is kind of like lumped into that same department, of go read a book, go read a book.
Yeah.
You're rotting your brain, but like when games make you think, and some games, like especially nowadays, like all the reskin sequels announced immediately after the previous product is launched,
Yeah.
like those kind of games are just like low quality, $60 a pop, and they don't make you think.
Yeah, they're just there
they
just so
don't
you
make
can
you
tune
think.
out and get so many hours of enjoyment.
It's literally like watching reality television. Reality television. It's
just
mind
there.
rotting garbage. Whereas there is like good TV that makes you really think. Just like there are good games that like make you really think, and like they expand your mind and build on your like creativity, like all of the skills that like all of the abilities, the mental abilities that you develop like from reading a book can be developed through like watching television shows and probably more so playing video games than watching television. So I mean, if anything, I would say like playing a good, like well-made video game that like makes you think is like reading a good book.
Oh yeah. Which is
Like,
funny with Myst,
on
with the whole theme
parallel.
of books.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So-
Myst, there's definitely like that parallel going on there, right? But all in all, I'm pretty pleased with this game. I really enjoyed it. I think I'd give it like an 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10.
I'd say a solid 8 out of 10 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe 8.5.
a couple of the puzzles, like we did get stuck. Like most of our frustrations with the game resulted with those technical issues, incompatibilities, and what have you.
I would say the reason why I'd give it an 8 out of a 10 instead of a 9 or a 10 out of 10 is user interface glitches. Just the way the user interface is, it's kind of janky. Like the hints, for example, no idea they were there until the end of the game kind of thing. Or the map, even the map would have been huge to help. Or just even compatibility.
Well,
Like,
no, I mean,
well, compatibility.
if we
played it in the era it was made.
Yeah, I'm giving my rating like I'm ignoring all the compatibility issues because that has nothing to do with the game.
Yeah.
Right. Like
That's a secondary thing of playing the game.
When we want to talk
years
about
from when
how
it came out.
good the game is, like we're gonna ignore that. So like we're gonna ignore that, and the stuff with like the hints and what have you. If we had read the manual first, I think we probably would have known that.
Yeah.
But we didn't. We kind of just jumped right into it.
Sure.
Which is fine. That's what we wanted to do, and I was fine with that. Like honestly, we didn't even really like use those hints.
We used them for the one part to confirm what we already knew.
Exactly. So like this entire segment, we didn't do that. We looked at the map one time.
Yeah.
One time.
And to figure out
we used it for the map. Yeah. And that's it. So like we didn't even need those.
We used it more as a tool than a hint itself, really.
Yeah. I mean. So I don't think that's necessary. So I mean, I don't really have any complaints about the user interface. Like when we put aside all of our compatibility issue glitches and the fact that we like didn't read the manual, so we can't complain about that. I don't think so. Like, when all that stuff ignored, I think I'd have to give it an 8.5.
Sure.
Because I mean, the gameplay was like it was straightforward enough what you had to do. The puzzles kind of like led you through it, like they weren't too easy,
but
they were easy enough that we could solve them, right?
Yeah.
We didn't really get stuck in this game.
And
the only times we got stuck were when we had the compatibility issues. Without, again, ignoring the compatibility issues that we solved,
like the videos and all that, because that wasn't intended to be in the game.
We didn't actually get stuck.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the puzzles were easy because, some of them weren't. Like turning those gears in the clock tower, we had to kind of figure that out, and like the tower rotation, the very beginning of the game there, like we had to figure that out, Like we're like, okay, there's a key over here in this wall. Oh, here the tower.
Some of them were easier than others, by all means.
For sure, definitely. Like once we had like some of those clues that we got off the tower rotation, it's like, oh well, we've been to the planetarium, so we just got to go in there, plug in this stuff, and like,
and we know, boom, done.
Then we're gonna get the things, right? But then once we have these constellations, like, okay, well we saw those things in the courtyard, so. Like,
and then we look back in the book and we see these constellations. We tell what they are.
It was really like one thing leads to another, and like they kind of set the puzzles up so that like some of them were more difficult than others, you know. So there's a varying degree of difficulty, which is good, because like if all the puzzles are really difficult, you're bound to get stuck at some point. And if all the puzzles are really easy, you're not going to feel fulfillment when you solve them.
Yeah, it's just going to be like, oh look, another point and click. Click, that's it.
So I feel like the puzzles were like well balanced in terms of their variability.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. So I mean,
some were easy, some were hard, some were linear, some forced you to think outside of the box.
Yeah, and like overall, the entire world was kind of like go wherever you want. Like it was totally open.
It was pretty open, yeah.
It was totally open world. So I mean, now once we jumped into a book, we kind of had to find a Myst book to come back, right?
Yeah.
So
but you could pick.
There was a little bit of gating there, but I mean, we could just jump into a world, find a Myst book, and leave without touching any pages, without doing anything, right? And like each world had its own puzzles, and you know, kind of like the sound puzzles too. Like there are different puzzles. Like you know, there's the sound puzzles, and then like doing that tree, there's like timing puzzles. You know, and like
there was timing, there was sound,
and then like cranking the gears. Like
there was math problems,
logic puzzles. Yeah. You know, things like that. So like
a little bit of everything in it.
A wide variety of different puzzles. You know, so it's not like, well, what do I use on this object? You know, like.
Yeah, well, getting to that, actually, what I like about Myst is typically nowadays what you see in the adventure genre is inventories. And it's not so much of a puzzle as it is, do you have this item or this key
Did you
to
pick
open
up
this door?
Every single thing you saw.
Yeah, and it's more of just, it's not a game about solving puzzles. It's a game about fuddling with a gigantic keyring that contains a frog, it contains a book, it contains a pufferfish, and it contains a potion, and hopefully one of these four will open up this door.
7 different rods, only one of which you can use as a lever.
Whereas in this, it didn't deal with any of that weird inventory crap. It was just, can you figure this out? Yeah. And it actually stuck true to the whole like puzzle adventure genre kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it, you know, it's you adventured, you got an obstacle, you thought it through, you figured your way out, and you kept going. Whereas a lot of the stuff now is just kind of use gun on man. It's super effective.
Yeah. And I mean I think that's one of the things that I like about Myst compared to other adventure games that I've played. You know,
it focuses more on the puzzle for sure.
Yeah. Which is the way it should be. You know, because then.
That's what gives it the real challenge and the real fulfillment.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, I feel accomplished because I realized I had to kick this rock over here on a Tuesday to get this thing.
When was the last time that you felt accomplished when you found an object and you tried using every single object in your inventory on it until one of them did something?
If I wanted to feel accomplished doing that, that's every day I come home from work with my keychain.
Yeah.
But
so, use key on door. Didn't fit. Use key on door. Use key on door.
Maybe, you know, they mix it up a bit where it's like, oh, every time you do it, this thing gets one step closer and it's going to kill you, which is like, I want to say what King's Quest and Space Quest kind of does.
Mm-hmm.
Both are also fantastic games, but that's because they have massive narratives. In terms of the actual problem solving with puzzles, they're very, do you have the right item for this spot kind of thing. It's very gated.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I solidly like the fact that Myst focuses on the puzzles. It makes you work on solving your problems and solving the puzzles to move it forward in the story. However you deem fit. If you want to get all the pages, if you want to get the one page, it doesn't really limit you up until the end, for obvious reasons, depending on which ending you want.
Yeah.
But it's very open, and I like it.
Yeah, a lot of various factors that make Myst kind of stand out a little bit from other adventure games, other games in the genre, and I think it does those things well.
Yeah, for sure.
So that has, I guess that brings us to the conclusion of our Myst playthrough. We kind of knocked out all of the endings today, finished up the last couple worlds, and
it's the end of that. Look forward for the sequel.
Yeah, we are going to be playing it sometime. It will not be our next game.
Yeah, we're going to have take some time to find out all compatibility issues and make sure it's all ready to go right from the start for this one.
Yeah, we're going to be a little bit more prepared next time, but that's it for Myst, and we'll be back next week sometime, probably at a different time,
with
bringing you something new.
With another game, yeah. Find out then.
Yep. So thanks for watching. This has been the final episode for now of Lost in the Myst. Final episode of our Myst playthrough since we are now done.
Yep.
So I've been Soulfire.
And I've been Schmilka.
Good night.
And have a good night.